going to share with you our second recipe for our Chinese herb soup series. It's called coconut chicken soup. I really love this soup. Actually, different from the 4 herbs pork rib soup, which is very common in Taiwan. I tried this soup for the very first time in Sydney. It's in a restaurant that specializes in selling different kind of Chinese herb soup. And when I look at the recipe, I feel like, how can coconut be added into the Chinese herb soup? But it's so popular, it's sold out quickly actually. I did not able to get it for the very first time I visited the store. I actually got it the next time, I remember. And when I try it, it's so delicious. You can taste the nature sweetness from the coconut water and other herbs, and it has the aroma from different Chinese herbs. So afterward, I decided to create it at home because I googled the recipe and found that, oh, it's actually they are all affordable ingredients that we can get it in the Asian supermarket. And I tried different recipes and finally settled this one. So I do a lot of experiment before I share this one with you. I'm going to introduce you the main ingredients we need today. For the details, please visit the information section below or the link to the Bubble Foodex website. Now, the very first one, we need the fresh coconut. If you don't have the fresh coconut or you can be bothered using it, it's totally fine for you to use the fresh, pure coconut water. But if you use the coconut water, you won't have the coconut meat. Make sure the one you bought do not have any odd artificial flavor in it. Otherwise, the whole aroma of the soup will be changed. The first one we want to introduce is one of the key ingredients in this soup. It's called 虫草花. Its English name is actually not in English, it's in Latin. It's hard to pronounce. I'll put the name here for you. This one is usually, sometimes people will mix it with another fungus called caterpillar fungus. They are totally different. Caterpillar fungus is actually very expensive. This one, 虫草花, is very affordable, and it's also another type of fungus. It tastes chewy. I love it. It's delicious. Another ingredient we need is called milkvetch root. In Mandarin, it's called 黄芪. You can commonly find it in 2 shapes. One of it is this kind of like little circle stuff, and sometimes it's like this kind of thin strip, and they are both fine. This one is famous for boosting our body's qi. In the traditional Chinese medicine concept, we think there is qi in our body, and this is famous for tonifying it. Another one is yam. We also use this in our 4 herbs pork rib soup. In the 4 herbs pork rib soup, I use the dry one. It's totally fine. You also use the dry one for this coconut chicken soup. But this time, I use the fresh one because when I taste the difference between using the fresh one and the dry one, I found the fresh yam, if you put it overnight, it will absorb a lot of good flavor and aroma from the soup, and it tastes so good. Usually you can find this fresh yam in the Asian supermarket or in the local vegetable shop. Another important ingredient is called tangshen. Tangshen is also a popular Chinese herb in the Chinese herb soup series. We believe that it can also tonify our body's qi and boost our immune system. The last Chinese herb we use in this recipe is goji berry. I think if you always follow Bubble Foodex, you will know goji berry is so popular in my recipe, and I love them because they not only looks very nice for the dishes, but also it has a lot of healthy function. It is good for our eyes, and it has a lot of antioxidant substance, and it's easily to buy too. You can get it in the Asian supermarket, Chinese medicine shop, and I found they are also sell in the Woolworths and Coles healthy stuff section or some healthy food shop as well. Okay, that's the main key ingredient we need for for the coconut chicken soup. Let's start to prepare our ingredients. Firstly, you got to slice the ginger. I already sliced it, and you got to slice it into around 0.1 to 0.2 centimeter. Now we are going to start to prepare yam. Firstly, when you use yam, you got to peel it. When you peel it, remember as we mentioned in the lurfa recipe, when you use peeler, from bottom to top, because when you do top to down, it's easily you accidentally make it too fast and you scratch yourself. Especially when you do yam, once you start to peel it, the juice of yam is very slippery. It's even easier for you to hurt yourself. This is one of the important tips that my mom taught me when I was a kid. We have peeled it and we are going to cut it into the small strip into around 2 to 3 centimeter long. I don't recommend you to cut them for too thick, because if you cut them for too thick, that means that the middle of the yam won't be able to absorb the flavor of the soup easily. So yeah, it looks like this. It looks like this, not too long and not too short, also not too thick. The next one, we are going to cut oyster mushroom. I tend to cut everything into similar size in the soup. That means that they can be cooked evenly. And I like to roll cut the oyster mushroom like this. Create a lot of size of the oyster mushroom. It can absorb the flavor of the soup. Traditionally, this recipe don't have oyster mushroom in its recipe, or it doesn't actually add any other vegetable as well. I just like the soup that I cook have a lot of fiber in it, so I find the mushroom that does not have strong flavor. If you don't have an oyster mushroom, you can change it into some other mushroom that don't have strong flavor. But I won't recommend you to use any like shiitake mushroom or cup mushroom, because they actually have strong flavor and it will affect the flavor of the soup. The last one, let's start to cut the chicken. I use chicken breast because it has less fat. I like it. And in my recipe of Japanese chicken curry, I share a tips of how to make your chicken breast very juicy. You just soak it in the salt water with 5% of salt. I'll share the link at the top for you. But if you don't like chicken breast, you can always use other type of meat like chicken thigh. That will be good as well. Or some recipe you can also use pork. It's also work as well. For the chicken breast, we also want to dice it into the small cubes around like 2 centimeters long on the side. Don't make it too big, because we want all the ingredients to absorb the flavor of the soup. Okay, now it's the difficult part. I try a lot of time and find a lot of different way of learning how to open a fresh coconut. And I finally find this way, and I would like to share with you today. This is a way that without like making all this kind of shell like flying around in the kitchen or make the kitchen bench very messy. Firstly, we are going to trace the circle at the top of the coconut. You don't need to use the strong strands to do so, because we just want to make a line for us to follow later on. So, and don't make the circle too little, just like this. And you can see there is a line here, and we're trying to trace a line. Don't trace the circle too small, because later on we are going to scoop the coconut meat out. And if you make it too small, it will be hard for you to scoop it out. Okay, now we have all the circle that we have trained it. It's like a circle with our knife. Now, use the inner tip here of your knife to find one of the angle. Just keep hitting it on the same spot. And use a little bit of strength Only the very first spot you will need strength. And it's okay, sometimes you will not be able to hit exactly on the same spot, but just around that area. Oh, did you hear the sound just now? It's almost opening. And when you know it's going to open, that means sometimes the coconut water will split out. Once you cut it through, that make a hole, the coconut water you'll feel the water like split out. And now, once there is a hole here already, we are going to just right next to this hole, we are going to do a second one. And start from second one, it will start to become very easy because it's already not the whole protective status. It will become very easy. And now, follow the line that we have traced to do it as a circle. This is the most easy way I can find. You don't need to have a lot of muscle to do so. Everyone can do it. Just make sure don't accidentally hit another of your hands. It shouldn't as well, actually. Once there is a very sharp sound you can hear, that means the coconut shell break. And make sure every time you feel one of it is cracked, just do it right next to it. Now, I think we can open it. Wow, so beautiful, everyone. Okay, now we open it. It's so successful. I tried so many times, and this is finally the most efficient way and not difficult way for me to open the coconut. Make sure that you have a strainer, because as you see, there is this kind of little like the outside of the stuff that protect the coconut might a little bit get into the water. To avoid that get into our soup, we use the strainer. This is the part that we are going to cook our coconut chicken soup. Nice. Next, what we are going to do is to scoop up the coconut meat. They are also going to be cooked in the soup. If you use pure coconut water, then you won't have coconut meat, but it's okay. It's just the coconut aroma won't be that strong when you enjoy the whole soup. Actually, I know in Thailand or some country where they have a lot of coconut, they have actually a kind of specific tool to scoop up the coconut meat perfectly. However, I don't have that here. For those who don't have it, just like me, just use spoon and we'll be able to do the work. Okay, the surface one, it's actually very easy. We just use the spoon and then to scoop it out. And sometimes you just need to make sure that there is some bottom that they will scoop up some inner side of the coconut shell. We got to take this out. I think this will take a while, but it's worth doing it because this part can be quite hard and it will affect the whole texture of the coconut meat. If that is a very thin skin, like this kind of very light color, is fine. But when you touch it, if you feel it's very hot, you have to take it off. Okay, and you can see that inside. We just need to do this. And because we don't have those kind of specific tools scooping up the coconut meat, it's hard to control the shape that we scoop up, but it's fine. You might ask me whether we need to wash it. There is in one experiment I washed it, but I found it makes the flavor of the coconut lighter, so I won't recommend you washing it. That means that it's very important for us to remove those hard parts carefully. We have prepared everything and now we are going to cook it. Actually, for this coconut chicken soup, cooking is the easiest part. We already put the coconut water into it just now. The first one is the yam, the raw cut oyster mushroom. Next, we are going to add tangshen, milkvetch root, the ginger, also the chicken breast. We also need to add 1.2 liter of water, or you just need to make sure the water cover everything. And we also need to add 2 tablespoons of cooking wine. As I mentioned in my other media video, it's totally fine for you to substitute this cooking wine into the white grape wine, the cheap one in the bottle shop. That will work. Cooking wine is not the main aroma for these dishes, so it's fine. Now we are going to bring it to boil with high flame. One of the important tips that I would like to share with you while we're waiting for the soup to get boiled is to check it from time to time to avoid it overflow. I found it's easy to overflow at this stage, and once it overflow one time, it won't get overflow again, but we want to avoid it as much as we can. So sometimes in the middle, I will, after a few minutes, I will open the lid and then start to do this cleaning the surface of the soup. So that means that when you enjoy it, the soup will be more clear and looks nice. Oh, also, I forgot to mention just now, if you don't like oyster mushroom, or you like a lot of meat flavor, you can swap the same amount of the oyster mushroom into same amount of chicken or pork. If you cannot finish scraping off the foam that floating on the surface of the soup, is fine. You can do it even after you finish cooking it. Okay, the soup start to boil now. We have to change it into the small flame to stew it for 40 minutes. As you can see, I have full stove. This is the stove with the biggest flame, which means even the smallest flame for this stove is still quite big flame. And this will be, this is not what we want, because the water will evaporate too much, and according to my previous experience, it will cause the water overflow as well. Now I'm going to change it to the stove with the smallest flame. We have now moved it to the stove with the smallest flame, and this is how it should look like when you boil it. You can see there is one spot with the water keep like bubbling, but it is not crazily bubbling for the whole pot. This is what we want for the next 40 minutes. If it's over crazily boiling, you have to change the stove, or you have to make the flame that smaller. Well, 40 minutes after, wow. You can see the color of the soup become a little bit browned, and inevitably the water level goes a little bit low. We might be able to add some water. Sometimes I will do so. It's okay, but don't add too much water, because we don't want the plain water to dilute the overall flavor of the soup. Or you can use a little bit of pure coconut water, it's also fine. We are going to add the last 3 ingredients. The first one is this 虫草花. I wash it beforehand. Remember to wash it. Just quickly rinse it for 3 times. And it's normal, the water is a bit yellow. That's normal. And also add the goji berry. Every time I eat goji berry, I feel I'm very healthy. Do you have the same feeling? And this is the coconut meat. I just forgot to share with you just now. Sometimes if you think you don't like your coconut meat to be such a big pieces, you can cut it into the small strip. But I don't really mind, so I just usually just directly put it into the soup. Before we cook it for another 20 minutes, we need to make sure it is boiled. The soup now start to boil. We are going to put on the lid and use the small flame to boil it for another 20 minutes. While we are stewing the soup for the last 20 minutes, I would like to share with you the reason why we add coconut meat, goji berry, and 虫草花a little bit later. Firstly, we want to keep the crunchy flavor of the coconut meat. If we cook it for too long, it will become very soft. If you are a person don't mind it, you can actually add everything at the very beginning and just do it for an hour. But for goji berry, because it has the antioxidant substance, and it usually been believed that if we cook it for too long, those good substance will be damaged. So I also avoid cooking goji berry for too long. It's also same as the reason for 虫草花. It's 20 minutes after. Wow, it's a beautiful orange color. That's what we want. Before we serve it, we are going to test it to see whether we need to add any salt. I use chicken breast and soak it in the 5% salt water to make it juicy. So itself will also make the soup a little bit salty. Let's taste it. Oh, so delicious. It don't need anything. Well, if you are the person like the saltier flavor or like the soup to be more heavy, it's totally fine for you to add some salt. But I think this soup is already full of different kind of aroma. So good. Okay, let's go to the testing time now. I can't wait. Let's start from the soup. Oh, so satisfying. The soup combined slightly of the coconut water's flavor, but it's not strong at all. And because we add coconut meat, so the coconut meat flavor will also comes out. And the subtle sweetness from the coconut water, goji berry, and all other herbs ingredients make the soup like naturally gentle sweet. And because the chicken breast is already make the soup salty, it's just a perfect balance. Oh, I love this soup. Let's try the ingredient. The fresh yam. See, it served the color, and it should taste soft because it's already cooked for an hour. Oh, it just melts in your mouth right away, and it combined with the soup's flavor. Oh, it tastes so good. If you use the dried yam, it won't taste that soft. But if you use the fresh one, it will just directly melt in your mouth. And this, the coconut meat. It still have its crunchy flavor, not too soft. And if you like coconut, you will just feel how amazing how coconut can combine with the Chinese herb soup. It's so good. And this one, the 虫草花, I would like to, actually this is a kind of fungus, so it tastes a bit chewy. This is one of my favorite part of this soup. I love its texture. And also oyster mushroom. And chicken. I really highly recommend you soak the chicken breast in a 5% salt water. It will make the chicken breast very delicious. If you cannot finish it in one meal, it's not a problem, because actually this kind of soup will taste even better overnight. Every time I have it for the next meal, it develops a lot of more deeper flavor, and the soup itself tastes even better. I hope you enjoy making this soup. If you have any question, please feel free to leave a comment below and I will respond to you. If you like this recipe, please press like for me. This will support me a lot. And subscribe Foodex for more future recipe on this channel. I will see you next time. Bye.